So the question becomes, how do I become a man that stands for something? How do I become a man that takes my position? And we have to have our convictions. Better men choosing to answer the calling of manhood. This is the Better Man channel, where our aim is to be better men at all costs, to reclaim our sovereignty and to be the example that society needs to see. There's a calling for men to be men. Men of all professions, men of all races, men of all ages, men with different backgrounds, different culture backgrounds, different professions. Men in every area of life are wanted to fulfill the role of leader, creator, dominator, expander, conqueror. Society needs men to be men. In ages past, the well-being of the society, the community, depended upon the health and longevity of men being men. It coincided. Good men equal to good society. And we can look at our culture today and realize there's some ill-fit behaviors. There's a lack of leadership. There's a lack of identity. There's a lack of goals. There's an overall lacking in our society. And we see this in the riotous behaviors. We see this in confusion. We see it in the welfare of our current communities, our current relationships, maybe our individual life. We as men have this calling to be better, to fulfill the role of leader, co-creator. And this overflows into the areas of society. We need men to stand up erect. For too long, we've been lying down. We've been reaching for something, but it is time we stand upright, erect, take our position as men. Society, the health, the well-being of society depends upon the well-being of men. And if we're lacking in the testosterone, if we're lacking in goals, and if we're lacking in our very identity, then society is always going to be wanting. They are going to be deficient in many areas where if men would take their position, the overall well-being and health of society would progress. We are in a downward spiral because men have not taken their position to be the masculine men, the men of manhood, the men of virtue, the men of values, the men of morals, the men that stand for something. So the question becomes, how do I become a man that stands for something? How do I become a man that takes my position? And we have to have our convictions. What are our values? What are our beliefs? What are our convictions that we can stand up for? We have to begin to stand for what is right and to stand against what is wrong. And we're firm in that. That's our position. We'll quit becoming these wavering, hand waving. We go with this, go with that, follow this trend, follow this philosophy. Men that society teaches us to be in the name of equality, in the name of political correctness. If men do not start being men and taking their position, society will fail. It is on our shoulders to begin to reclaim sovereignty, not only for the individual, but for the collective. We begin to reclaim our rights to be the men we were created to be by God, universe, evolution, Big Bang, what have you. But there's a role that needs to be filled, and there's this calling. And again, it's not just for the chest-pounding alpha to step up and be man. It's for every man in every profession, in every career, whether you're an artist, a teacher, whether you're in finances, whether you're a laborer, whatever area that you're in, you need to stand up and fulfill the role of man. Be the man that you're capable of being so that society can reach its full potential. It's an awesome responsibility and it's awesome obligation if we accept that role as man to begin to be the example that society needs to see. It's not on anybody else's shoulders. We got to quit passing the buck. We want society to prosper. We as men have to take our position as the leaders, the examples, and bring back the virtues of manhood, bring back the values and beliefs. And we have our convictions that we stand for. We stand for what is right. We stand against what is wrong. And we bring along the rest of our community, our friends, society as a whole along this path that leads us to prosperity, that leads us to an honor code, that leads us to putting in the action that allows us to meet the privilege. We are men called to be bigger. Men are wanted. Accept that invitation and see society flourish. I love you guys. You will hear me next episode.